Hello, everyone. You're welcome to the second edition episode of Hivat. I still remain your host, Ajayi Juliana, and with me in the studio is
Grace Phillips and Collins Dorothy.
All right, you're welcome to today's show again. We're going to be taking you on a very important journey on self-development. Talking about self-development, we are narrowing it down. We're looking at inferiority complex and superiority complex. This is another thing that we know that people struggle with or has become a part of people, and we want to talk about it. What is superiority complex? What is inferiority complex? Praise? What's inferiority complex?
Inferiority complex is a deep-rooted feeling of inadequacy in the value of a person's personality to his friends, peers, acquaintances, family, and even people that they are not familiar with. They just come into contact with on a daily basis.
Okay. A deep-rooted feeling of inadequacy. Yes, that word inadequacy. So what's superiority complex? Superiority complex, what does it mean?
Okay, superiority complex is a psychological defense mechanism where individuals they make themselves superior to others. It's like to compensate their inadequacy, and to hide their insecurities by being superior over others and compressing others under them.
Okay, so how do you identify people? Okay, in our last episode we talked about low self-esteem, and we know that low self-esteem, and we know low self-esteem actually go hand in hand with inferiority complex. But here, how can you identify people who have this superiority complex? How can you identify them? Because for some people they just feel it's a normal character that I should exhibit, but I know it's not normal. But so how do you identify people with this with superiority complex?
Okay, I will bring it down to the normal bullies that we know.
Oh yes.
Bullies, they use this, like I said, a defense mechanism. They hide their deepest feelings, their deepest insecurities, and they bring out this I don't care attitude and suppress others. Bullies use this. Most of them have the advantage of maybe coming out from a rich family. They use that to hide it. Some of them may be facing some kind of problems at home, but when they come out, they use this defense mechanism. It's like a defense to stop others from seeing their innermost feeling, but deep down they are weak. And
yes, it's actually true. Most of the people with superiority complex actually comes from inferiority complex.
Yes.
And when I was talking in the last episode, I was saying that there are unhealthy ways that we can overcome inferiority complex, and that's actually one way. People that have inferiority complex, in a bid to overcome it, they have superiority complex. Then you see them, they are all aggressive. They are having this kind of behavior like ego, behavior,
true.
like as if they are above every other person.
They are arrogant.
Yes, they are arrogant.
Bring somebody down in a condescending manner.
Yes.
And then they'll make everybody feel like as if you're not doing anything. I'm the one that is doing something. I'm the one that is doing the right thing. That's what.
So a superiority complex is actually birthed out of inferiority complex, because they feel inferior, they feel very, very low of themselves, they feel very inferior. So they feel the best way to actually have a voice, the best way to stand out is to suppress others, is to make other people feel like you don't know anything, I know it, is to make other people, and whereas they are actually the one who needs the other people's help. They're actually the one, but they will actually make you feel like, no, you need me more than I need you. You get? Okay, all right. But one of the scary thing, or one thing that scare me most, is that people with this inferiority complex, superiority complex, at a point it generates to becoming hatred. They start hating people. That's where jealousy is birthed. You see jealousy coming out, because it before you know, it keeps graduating. They become envious, because the reason why people actually envy others, the truth is, if you know who you are, you know what you carry, you know what you possess, you don't need to be jealous of her. It's just like the saying that the sky is enough for the birds to fly. everybody is flying. There's enough space, because if you actually know who you are, you know what you carry, you'll be bothered about you rather celebrate people who are doing well, because you know that someday, very soon, you too are going to be celebrated, or you have your own abilities, and when you start putting them to work, mastering it, people will celebrate you. So my fear is now, it results to hate, jealousy and envy. And that is where you see somebody can even poison their neighbor, and they would have done it before your eyes will be clear. You're like, what did I do? How did I do this? But it's as from a result of you having low self-esteem, you were feeling inferior, it graduated to hatred. Now, what do you think can be done? What do you have to say to these people to tell them, hey, you don't need to be inferior. You need to just discover what is inside of you and then bring it to limelight. So what do you have to tell the teenagers out there that are watching us now, that are watching this episode, what do you have to tell them concerning inferiority complex and superiority complex? So we start from Dorothy.
One way I would say is that look at yourself in the mirror. Whether you are superior or you are inferior in any way, in any area you find yourself, look at yourself and just take that 360 turn and see yourself that you are enough. You are more than enough.
I am more than enough.
Say it to yourself every day as a confirmation that you are more than enough, and you don't need anybody to tell you. And please, you don't need to condescend people because of your own. You don't need to push people down. Just be yourself. Be the best version of yourself, and trust me, everything will be okay. That's my own thing.
The sky is enough for everyone to fly. All right, praise.
Okay, another way I'll say you can overcome be it superiority or inferiority complex is for you to understand that inadequacy is for the best. That inadequacy is not to make you. God did not create anybody to feel inferior or to feel superior in a way that is harmful to oneself. God created you with that so-called inadequacy because it wants you to impact someone somewhere. I read about was it Super Eagles captain or who had a heart problem, and he used that to be able to help other people that had heart problem. So if you're handicapped, it's not, God did not make you did not allow you to be handicapped so that you can feel inferior. Yes, He made you. He allowed you, not that He made you. He allowed you to be that way so that you can use it to show the marvelous work of God,
to even inspire people.
Yes, to inspire people that even through this you can even still do more.
Yes,
you don't need to be the most beautiful person to influence others. You don't need to be the most richest to be the best. No, you don't need to be the best in class to rule the world. You don't need to be that. You can just be what you are in the way you are,
and make your own impact.
Look at people without arms or legs sewing clothes.
There's this white man I've always watched that has no hands and no legs, and yet you see the things he do. He will even stand on the stage that people with hand and leg, what they will not do, he will inspire people. So in your disability there is an ability. In your low state there is actually something special. You just need to sit down and discover it. And there's a scripture in the book of Proverbs that talks about guide your heart with all diligence, because out of it comes the issues of life. You really need to watch your heart, watch what you take in. And just like Dorothy said, you don't need to talk to people in the most condescending manner, because you don't know how long it goes in their heart. So learn to appreciate people, talk to them in a very loving way, appreciate people, accept people for who they are. If you cannot help them become the best of them, just leave them to themselves. You don't need to bring them down now. Just like I said, the sky is enough for every one of us to fly. We are flying, and there's still more flying to do. The sky is enough. So you just take your space while I take my space. And above all, always go back to God and ask Him, your first love, and ask Him, who am I? Because the beauty of it, that God sees and accepts us the way we are. Human being don't do that, but God actually sees the best in you. He doesn't judge you by your current state. So the God factor is the number one thing, very, very important. I think we've said enough. All right. Thank you so much for joining me in the studio today again. A high five, please. Thank you. Thank you. Till we come your way again in our next episode, keep watching Hivat on Ajayi Juliana's TV on YouTube. Don't close that door. See you next time. We love you. Bye.